The one that I really like is the one of our dog, Snapchat and Nabu.
Wow, chopped liver over here. Dang.
Our favorite photo from our day, everyone is just surrounding us and there's just this authentic joy and I look at it and I'm happy.
I will throw one other in and just a really sweet photo, Jubilee and me hugging. It was kind of restful.
One of my favorite photos from the day is Hunter and I outside of the Fargo Theater, which is an iconic marquee of our city, and just kind of a fun way that recaps our whole day.
My favorite photo was one where Jess and I were completely letting loose on the dance floor, all of the weight off of our shoulders, both of our mouths wide open, just having the best time.
Our favorite ones are actually our group photos. It just looked so editorial and so elevated. The location really captured the essence of our New York City Queen's wedding and the bright, colorful vibe that we were going for that day.
There's so many pictures of Richard crying that it's hard to choose just one favorite from all of those. But there's a moment during the ceremony when he was like really losing it. And I was like, oh, like I put my hand on his cheek. I was like, ah, he needs a little like pat on the cheek. It was very cute to have that captured.
One of my favorite moments was our photographers had told us like to make serious faces during the couples portraits. They come out kind of silly for us. I like just remember thinking the entire time, like, how am I supposed to be doing this right now? I think I'm just like barely holding in like a smile, trying really hard to stay straight faced. I thought it was just like such a funny, cute moment.
We don't have one favorite. We really love them all. We love them all. During the recessional when we're coming down together.
Yeah. The pictures of me singing while we were dancing. And I think towards the end, the pictures of me second lining when I was so tired.
Yeah.
And it just was all over my face. Just
Yeah.
exhaustion all over my face.
I love the picture of us after the ceremony and we're walking back with the skyline in the background. I just always want to remember what I was looking at that day.
Another memorable picture was one of my groomsmen tried to pick me up and he split his pants. So
I wasn't sure about it at first, but we trust our photographer implicitly. And she was like, yeah, hold your bouquet in front of Matt's face. It came out so well and so goofy. And just like you can see the mountains in the background.
We had confetti poppers. We had our wedding party up on the dock and we had them all pop off those poppers. And my husband like dipped me and it created this gorgeous photo. But we later found out that we like weren't allowed to do that. So
I think one that we discussed is a candid shot of us all the way to the staged photo. This photo expressed everything that we were, that is us, the jubilance and the joy, the love for each other and the fun that the two of us have together.
My favorite photo of the night was our first dance. We were in the chapel surrounded by our family and friends, dancing on a cloud with cold sparklers burning behind us.
There's one of us during our first dance and he's dipping me and we have cold sparks going off behind us. And I just think it's beautiful. It shows how fun our wedding was.
My favorite picture is us walking in front of the getaway car.
Mine would probably be our first look. We were taking pictures inside the chapel and sitting on one of the pews.
During our first dance. It's just a cool pose. I think I might be like dipping her.
The background's kind of blurred and it's just her and I up really close. She has her arm like on my neck and we're like looking at each other. That's my favorite one, but she, I think, really likes the one that's in front of the chapel.
Yeah, where like you can see like the full picture of us and then all the like scenery.
I definitely like the picture of Chris twirling me. It really showcases how much fun I had with my dress.
The candid shot of my dad busting some moves on the dance floor and the audience's surprised and shocked reactions to it just showed how spontaneous and fun the night was.
We have a beautiful picture. It's kind of the typical picture of us kissing and hugging from the side and my veil blowing in the wind. A beautiful mountain and foliage behind us.
The biggest picture for me that I wanted was one with all of my family.
Oh my gosh, my favorite photo of the day is probably when my dad was giving his speech. My dad and I are super close, so you can just see all the emotions from me, from Zach, and from my dad. We were definitely crying during that.
The one in front of the feed store. She's standing above me and it feels very much like Thelma and Louise, like Annie Oakley Western.
The funniest photo from our wedding was a photo with our son, because when he was dressed in his really handsome getup, we didn't get a photo. And then he went dancing and split his pants, so he had to change. So then he was just in like jeans and a t-shirt and we're holding him. It just was like the most real moment.
My favorite is a family photo that we got where we just all look so happy, and it really reminds me of why we wanted to do this wedding. It's not just us getting married, it was two previously single parents bringing their kids into a home together.
My favorite photo is the photo we took during our morning photo shoot with me and her wearing sunglasses and looking super cool.
There's a picture of us three, me, Ryan, and the dog, and we were just holding her and she just like looked up at us and it was so cute.
My favorite photo was actually, we sat in these chairs that we're sitting in now and we like kissed behind the program. I just thought that was like a fun, cute one.
I would say the full family photo during the wedding as well as the reception, just being in front of that background and her family and my family together.
That's like the first time we've had like a family photo, so that's pretty meaningful.
Yeah.
There's a location on going to the Sun Road, along going to the Sun Road, called the Big Drift. And that's where we pulled off, and it's just a stunning view as you look out. And we took a few pictures there where it was just Anne and I on like this boulder that sits down there. And some of those are very special. One of them is the screensaver on my phone.
There are also some really cool pictures by Lake McDonald. Our photographer, Charles, he had us whisper serial names to each other in a seductive or romantic way. So that would make us laugh and really brought out big smiles.
I would probably say it's one of them from the motorcycle.
There's one where I'm sitting on the motorcycle and looking back at him. The sunset is perfect. Definitely the coolest photo.
I would say the one that she took of us in the car. I have like my hand on the steering wheel and Drew's like kissing the side of my cheek, and it just looks like it came out of a magazine. I've already framed it and put it in our house.
Mine are probably all the ones we took on the dock. It was just kind of a perfect time to go out and do that.
So our favorite photo from the day was the sunset photo of us just after the ceremony with our favorite ski hill in the background.
There's one photo that stands in my head where it overlooks all of Sedona, Snoopy Rock. I mean, all of the main landmarks are there. We had a lot of folks who respected the space and let us take our photo, and it looked like we were just by ourselves on this mountain. They took a drone shot and it just went out. You could see all of Sedona, and I was like, dang, that's the one.
Yes. I cherish and love us taking our first kiss as husband and wife. With the beautiful scenery in the background, you can see our whole vision in one picture.
Yeah.
Little Liam, whose Ponca name is Roaring Bear, so he has been a standard ring bearer before, but for us, he was our ring bearer. I got him a little white furry bear onesie. I hope that everybody got it, but I was tickled like to absolute death at having a ring bear. That's one of my favorite photos, is him walking down the aisle as a little bear.
I like the one where we're kissing.
There's this moment where I'm smiling really big and he's like calling out, and that was really beautiful for me.
I like that one.
Probably the ones in the snow.
Yeah, the snow. I mean, mostly because they were so unexpected. And what's funny about the snow is our photographer, who was so sweet, he was like, let's just go take a couple of photos in the snow. And I was like, no, like that sounds terrible. It's cold and like I don't want to ruin my hair, blah, blah, blah. I looked outside and I was like, oh my God, it's gorgeous. So we went out there for a few minutes and like it was beautiful and it was quiet and like we were just having so much fun. It was so crazy. Like we were like, oh my God, it's snowing. Like this is insane.
The photo with all our bridesmaids and groomsmen together. It's all of our loved ones in one photo. And we took it in front of a grove on the farm.
There's a picture of us and our 8 party members just outside in the parking lot, all smiling together. It makes me so happy. My favorite is probably the one where Harper and I are walking down the steps and our bride's people are holding bouquets up. It fulfills something in me that's like this princess moment where like usually it would be swords. Yeah.
but instead it's flowers and it's our best friends.
Favorite wedding photo would be the one we took with our wedding party, and it is beautiful. We got these standing trees and our wedding party passing by. It just shows we love nature, as well as our friends always help us out.
There was this one really cool picture of Deirdre and I walking towards the camera with our groomsmen, bridesmaids behind us. It's a good reminder of you have these people coming from all over the country to celebrate with you.
Lena Mirasola, our photographer, she was down kind of along the shore of Pleasant Bay. We were out on the dock. There's a picture of us kind of from far away. It's really pretty with the bay in the background.
You get that nice Cape touch. You can tell we're on the water.
There's a photo of Charlie and me on this wooden e-scout. We went out for a little sail after the ceremony. It shows not just the beauty of the lake and the beauty of the boat, but also a little bit of our love and our desire to have fun.
That's definitely my takeaway from the day, that photo right there.
The ones that I think stand out the most and are the most beautiful and wow factor are the ones with the old airplanes up against the mountains as our background. Really just showcases what the wedding was about. We have a lot of really great pictures of these antique airplanes with our bridal party in front of them, and they're iconic. They're stunningly beautiful.
I think my favorite photo, we were taking off. We all were like, yeah, kind of Breakfast Club vibes. And everyone had a smile on their face.
Like
and
genuine smile.
Yeah.
The one that I really like is the one of our dog, Snapchat and Navu.
Wow, chopped liver over here. Dang.
The picture that we took in front of our vintage getaway car.
My favorite photo from the day was the sparkle exit. Just because in my mind, it just signifies the end.
It was a picture of us standing in the middle at Lady Luck. Just a private, intimate one of us after everybody left. Classic Nevada again, and it kind of felt like larger in life, sort of.
There's a famous local fish and chip stand. They have this beautiful, magnificent neon sign. She has us do like a twirl in front of Ivers, and we're just right there on the waterfront, and just so perfectly captures Seattle of like, oh, these people are in love and there's fish and chips.
There's one that's kind of a close-up of Hunter on the bow of the ship, and he's, I think, looking back, and I'm coming down the stairs, and it's a very sweet picture of Hunter on the day, and I love it.
I think my favorite photos were the ones when we had at the temple. The weather looked really good.
Mine is actually at the temple too, but it's when we walked out the doors. He's just standing there smiling, and I'm bent over screaming in happiness. And that one is my favorite because it just kind of shows the difference between our two personalities.
I would say it's when our photographer caught us mid-air jumping the broom. I saw my feet. I didn't think I jumped that high, but they were like, no, you jumped pretty high because I had to clear the bottom of the broom, which is the widest portion of it. Mm-hmm. And both of our feet are physically up off of the ground. That's my favorite one.
My favorite photo of the day would be from our first look. I was very adamant about not seeing Leah's tuxedo prior to the wedding. And so getting to finally see her tux that day and seeing everything put together and seeing those photos afterwards was really nice.
The first look photos, a specific photo where we're kind of holding hands and we're both looking at each other. And it's under one of the large trees on the side of the venue.
I feel like that was one of the things I was most nervous for, was the first look. It was such a loving moment between us.
My favorite photo is Zach crowd surfing and looking like a total rock star. And my favorite photo is a picture of us going down the stairs in our tuxedos, and there's sort of this effect of us in movement, and it just was really captured the moment well, and the excitement of us going into the space.
Well, my personal favorite is photos of us just sitting there like talking to each other under the tree and just like really being invested in each other, and you can like tell that on our face. My favorite photo was one of us with the sun shining through it. She's at the top of the stairs, and then I'm kneeling down and kissing her hand. It looked like we were in a castle at that point.
When we were saying our vows to each other, and Arlo told 142 of our wedding guests that my love language was acts of service. So it is a photo of me throwing my head back in a deep cackle.
Yeah, that was a great moment. We took pictures after the ceremony, and when we took the lift down, they put a just married sign on the back of our chairlift, and just the beautiful green mountains and the scenery going down the lift. And I think that's actually what we then use as our thank you card picture, and it's just a very instant classic.
My favorite photo from the day
was probably kind of an aerial above shot of my husband and I walking up the staircase at Rosecliff. And you can see kind of us turn towards each other, but it's from afar, so it's like we're having a moment.
I think favorite photo from the day is actually on the dance floor with Jeremy and I both jumping around and our friends are all around us. I think it just captures the happiness that we felt and we hope all of our guests felt throughout the whole evening.
We're standing in the corner of the venue, and I decided to spice my outfit up a little bit on. I have like a feather boa, and I'm sort of looking off to the side, and Christian's in his suit and he just kisses me on the cheek, and it's in black and white, which I think makes it look even more like classic and elegant.
My favorite photo from the day is Asia's reaching her hand out like this and caressing my face. Perfectly encapsulates how happy I was in her presence.
When we were cutting the cake, I am just elated to be there, and he's smiling.
My favorite photo is one of us coming down the aisle and Savannah has her arms just outstretched, and my reaction, for me, sometimes it can be awkward to smile, and it just seems like it's a genuine smile. We just got married, and it really encapsulates all the emotion and excitement for the day.
My favorite photo of the day is both of our immediate families in one photo, because a few of those people that are in that photo are no longer with us on both sides of our family, and so we'll never get a photo like that back ever again. It's sad, but it's special. It's happy sad to see the photo, you know?
It's the one where our wedding party was together outside of the mansion, in the grass, looking right behind this beautiful sort of scenery. Everyone was together, smiling, and having a really good time.
My favorite photo was probably the two of us standing on the stairs leading up to the Haley Mansion, the historic mansion of our venue.
Us leaving the church in Lynchburg. And it's taken at a really neat angle from above. She did both black and white and color, and both of them are fantastic.
She did a great job capturing our smiles, because I am one that takes pictures and not usually in pictures. And she did a great job capturing our genuine smiles and adoration for each other.
Adoration?